Soye Savoir, we love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In this bulletin, Moses Mbulitavu boycotts Sodelpa interview. FNU explains college review. And protecting Fiji from African swine fever. Social Democratic Liberal Party Member of Parliament Moses Mbulitavu is questioning the appointment of the Pacific People Recruitment Agency as facilitator of the interview process for the party leader and deputy leader positions. After failing to attend his interview for deputy leader yesterday, Mbulitavu claimed on social media that the agency's appointment as an independent selection panel breached the management board and SGA resolutions. Mbulitavu also questions the discretion of party president Ratu Ebenisa Vakumbau in appointing the recruitment company. He claims the whole process from the appointing authority, which established the agency as the legitimate interview panel to conduct of the interviews and reporting of recommendations, should be based on a management board resolution, not Ratu Epenisa's discretion. The selection panel includes former politician Tupeni Bamba, former Sodelpa MP Semesa Karavaki, and a chartered accountant Sepeti Tangilala. Mbulitavu says he will participate in the interview process if the management board resolves and endorses the agency as the selection panel. Party's General Secretary Emelendu Tuturanga has refused to comment, saying the management board is handling Mbulitavu's grievances. Final submissions were made today in the murder trial of 26-year-old Tevita Kunawave, who allegedly killed his 4-month-old baby in October last year. The state argued that Kunawave allegedly pulled the mesh wire on a window before throwing a concrete block into the house, killing his 4-month-old baby. The prosecutor also claims that he intended to kill his wife by throwing the block at her. However, it missed and landed on the baby, causing her death. The state argues throwing a block in such circumstance was reckless on the part of the accused. The defense argued that evidence against Kunawave does not add up, alleging that the prosecution's case is full of fabrication, lies and cover-ups from when the incident happened all the way to the post-mortem. Kunawave's lawyer also claims that charges and allegations against his client were already laid before police returned to the scene to look for evidence. The matter has been adjourned to Thursday. 30,000 pig farmers are at risk from the African swine fever, which is now present in Papua New Guinea. Authorities are being proactive in protecting families that raise pigs for their livelihood. Farmer Plus is an aid for trade program supported by the Australian and New Zealand governments to assist Pacific Island countries. Its National Export Market Systems facilitator Navitalai Tuivuniwai is urging Fijians to be aware of swine fever and how to minimize transmission. Tuivuniwai says the probability of a worst-case scenario for the African swine fever in Fiji is low at the moment.
To strengthen animal health capacity in the region. And this includes having technical specialists available, awareness raising and distribution of diagnostic kits to test pig health in the field.
The contracts of 247 temporary staff at the Fiji National University come to an end on December 31st. However, an email by a university employee falsely claims the contracts of 4 technical college staff will not be renewed and that some will receive redundancy packages. Acting Vice Chancellor Dr. William May says of the 323 employees in 15 technical colleges around Fiji, 247 knew that they would only be employed until the end of the year. There are 179 teaching staff and 144 administrative employees, and a mixture of both will not have their temporary contracts renewed.
And the temporary contracts that the current TCF staff are on is the same as the temporary contract that any other employees of this university will be on. So there is a clear start date and there is a clear end date for such temporary contract. So the leftover is 76 staff whose contract may be extending beyond 2020.
Minister for Youth Praveen Kumar has handed over grant assistance to 6 youth clubs in Kandavu with 159 members. Leading a delegation to Kandavu, Kumar says they want to inspire youth to address their daily challenges. He says the key component to growth is the ability to understand and apply financial literacy. Kumar closed the empowerment training on financial literacy yesterday, as well as a mobile skills training on organic farming. These, he adds, use vocational educations to improve and build on skills that youth already possess. 33 participants benefited from both programs. Up ahead, scene set for Fiji Fag. And international meet a must for Tambakaudoro.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
The scene is set for the Vodafone Fiji Fact, the last tournament of the 2020 Fiji football season. The tournament rolls out full force tomorrow at Subrail Park in Lambasa. The first round of group stages was completed over the weekend at Churchill Park and ANZ Stadium. Fiji FA Chief Executive Mohammed Yusuf says fans in the north will be treated to some exciting football.
Very happy with the response from Lambasa Town Council. Special acknowledge the assistance provided by the special administrator for going out of his way and ensuring the park will be ready for these games. We are ready for the tournament in Lambasa, especially for the northern fans to watch.
32 men's, 8 women's and 16 youth and 8 Indo-Fijian teams will compete in the upcoming Combat Uluinakau Sevens tournament. In its 11-year history, the tournament has produced promising players, including France-based Setareki Mbituniata, former National Sevens rep Samu Bale, and current squad member Kameli Rasaku. Tournament director Malakaya Maivava says they want to continue to provide a platform for potential rugby players.
Most of the teams and also the clubs and Sevens fans don't know about Uluinakau Rugby Club, and a few of our national Sevens players have gone through this club. Some have secured an overseas contract.
The road to the Tokyo Olympic Games seems to get harder by the day for national sprint king Banuve Tambakaudoro. The Olympic hopeful has not been able to compete in any international meets since the COVID-19 pandemic. The 28-year-old has been training locally to get his fitness up to par, but believes he hasn't reached the standard required to keep him on track for the Olympics.
I think the only thing we're lacking right now is the quality competition, the quality of the competition. We have some boys that are very close, but I need to be competing with a lot more faster people who are running much more quicker than me if I'm going to improve times. So right now my fitness is pretty much up there, just the competition fitness is what we're lacking.
Boxing fans in Singatoka will be able to watch some exciting bouts after a lapse of 6 years. The South Pacific Boxing Promotion has lined up fights next month, which are scheduled to take place at Lawanga Park. This is a move to help revive the sport in not only Singatoka, but the nationwide as well. Promoter Freddie Chan says they're expecting people to turn up in large numbers for the fights.
6 years is a gap where a lot of people travel from Singatoka to watch boxing in Nandi and Bahalotoka. So it took us big heart to invest in boxing in Singatoka. We did boxing 29 years. After 29 years boxing, we took it to Bah. And there was more than 2,500 people. So we're expecting something same, since it's near to Suba for traveling. And fights will finish early as 7:30.
Cloudy with some showers and isolated thunderstorms over Vanuatu, the eastern parts and interior of the other larger islands, Taveuni and nearby smaller islands, and Lau and the Lomaiviti group. That's FBC News now. Join us at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. And remember, you need news you can trust. Get the facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news at fbcnews.com.fj, keeping Fijians connected with the truth. Thank you for your time and good afternoon.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.